It is really, really cold out here today, people. So that's better though. I can see out of it again. I haven't been down the East Lancs for a while. And another quick thing, how many people know about anti-mist stuff? I use potatoes or use like hard soap and I wipe it off, and that it lasts for the ride. It won't last for a week. You know, it's not a permanent thing, but it does last. It would, like for this ride now, it would have done it perfect. I wouldn't have had any grief with it. Now we do know there's little sprays that people buy, but do they work? I don't know. I tend to think any sort of sprays that have got alcohol or water based don't tend to work. They don't last long at all. But let me know if you use one, if you use some sort of chemical spray that you think's fabulous inside them. Dead honest, the Frank Thomas gloves I bought really looked good, really felt good to put on. In cold weather, they're absolute tripe. They're meant to be winter gloves, absolute tosh. And it's like that. It's 70 quid and you just think, what a waste of 70 quid. And you can't take them back. You know, they're just not fit for purpose. So I'll show you what they are. They look good gloves, and undoubtedly if you're using, you know, 12 or 13 degrees, they'll be fine. But when you get down to 1s and 2s, like I ride in all weathers, you know, I ride in sub-zero, you want a set of gloves that fit, or you want a set of gloves that are fit for purpose, and they're just not fit for purpose. Lovely little ride down the sides here. If you carry on straight up the East Lancs here, you come to the M6 motorway and carry on even further, you come to Liverpool, to Edge Lane. So my views on my little Frank Thomas helmet, I'm really impressed with it. Fitted all the comms into it. I fitted the comms on the wrong side, so I need to pull that off, which, as I say, this is a Spirit, which is, as I said before, this is a Bluetooth version only. The Spirit HD is Bluetooth only. My Packbook Black is a mesh device. It has bigger speakers in it. I think it's a 40 or 42 millimeter JBL speakers, and I think the small shell on this just makes it really comfy. Feels really nice. The mirrors on the bike, I'm really impressed with them now. I'm glad I put them on. And it's just nice to get out for a quick 40 minutes on the bike, just to have a ride about. Local to me, this. And I think this part where we go as well, it's we have to cross over the railway, don't we? Got belting little lanes around the back here, they're good. As I say, I need to really get a proper anti-fog for the helmet, because it is really fogging up badly, and I think that's just because it's a smaller helmet. The shell on it is really small. This is a sharp bend, what I remember of it. I think I've been down there. I'll have to try it again one day. Pheasant there. Hello, mate. Lovely birds then, better off flying than dead. Nut Lane, where does that one go? Wow! You see what I mean, people? You just come down here. Birchwood Farm, I never knew that was there. Must have passed that loads of times. Poor horses, I bet they don't like being out in this. And I am really having trouble with the actual amount of mist inside my helmet now. It is actually affecting me riding. So it is something I'm going to have to really look at. What a shame. It's like I say, you don't know until you get the helmet what it's going to do to you. So this is definitely a case now with this helmet. When I go out with it again, I will use something to actually anti-fog on it. Right, here we go. So, just knock it off. And if amazing when you walk up to it, you don't even didn't even notice. Wow, that's some cargo train, that, isn't it? Well, people, that's what it looks like anyway. And this is the one I'd get from Birchwood to Manchester. If you like trains, you'll like that. That should be it now. That's a Liverpool train. That should be it now. We should go green. All right, mate. Right. I was going to stop and do them, but no. I opened it, that's enough for me. So this is like another little terrible track that these tyres won't work really good on. And this really does get lumpy and grumpy down here. So I'll stand up on it. With a bit of luck we'll stay stood up, we won't fall over. This is just, it's like potholes and mud. It's dreadful stuff. Probably great for a CRF or something like that. Or it'd be great for this if it had knobbly tyres on it. Just give it a bit of revs over some big bumps like that to help you along. And again, this is the road here, people, is just so slippy. It's just, it's got a yeah, I don't think, to be honest, the CL likes this sort of stuff, to be honest. It definitely is a more road acquired bike. I think maybe don't bother putting the knobblies on it. It's just not going to do it. I could like shatter your teeth, that. Wow. It's still nice to get down them though. It's still nice to have a ride down somewhere like this. The road is terrible. The road dips. It's leaning to the side there, so when you're riding, it's like pulling you across. So I'm trying to find like the flattest part of it to ride on. It's just really like soil that's packed. Gets more tarmac, badly worse tarmac, to be honest. Someone walking the dogs there. Give me a lovely in. Wow. Hi mate. That's a beautiful dog. Oh, that little jump there. I don't know. I mean, the camera just doesn't show this. It's dreadful. This is absolutely dreadful. It's still great to ride though. It's loads of fun. As long as you stay upright, you're fine. These roads are horrendous. Honestly, people, this is just... That's a bit better now. This should get me back into the normal road shortly. Come out in around about Earlham, I think it is, or Glazebrook. You come to this bridge up here, it's dreadful, this bridge. I've seen cars lose the sumps on this here, and as you can see here now, you see how steep that is, people. There we go. Worst of it's over now. It's absolutely lethal. Just got to relax and let the bike do the work. In actual fact, I think this over time has actually got worse now, without doubt. It's definitely got worse. Hard to sit down on it because it's so uneven. Look at this, people. It's just horrendous. Wow. Well, back to normality now. To come down towards Earlham and go down the back lanes there. Well worth doing. And you know, I was having a think as well. I was watching a video a couple of days ago about a really good video about a guy talking about riders. There's less and less riders, and he don't know why. I don't know whether there is or there isn't, but I know what's changed a lot is the likes of the licensing and the regulations, which is what's changed it. You know, when in the days when I passed my test, if we go back to when I was 16, you applied for your provisional, you put L plates on your bike, your little 50cc, you could ride your 50cc up to 16. After 16, I could ride up to a 250cc, still on L plates. No time limit, there's no CBT, there's no, you've got to go in and out of cones, you've got to stop, start, do this, you've got to pay exorbitant amounts of money to actually ride your bike on the road. It was literally a case of you got your license, you got your insurance, you got your bike, and then you went and learned how to ride. And that's what's gone wrong. That is what is stopping people riding now. Because you look at the licensing, they've got to go and do a CBT before they can even go on the road. They've got to do another exam, a theory exam, which is another rip-off. So at one time, when you took your full licence, you'd done that within your full licence. You didn't have to do theory before you went out on the road, and then do a practical, and then do a test with your theory and practical again. So making you do everything 2 and 3 times over, and paying for it 2 and 3 times over. I mean, it's like motorcyclists, I think at up to 25, they can only do a licence up to, is it an A2? I think it is. And then over that, you can then do the full licence. It's the same test. There's no difference with the test. It's just an absolute way of stealing from people. And that is all they've done. They're just stealing from people. You should get your provisional. If you want to go and do a CBT, that should be your choice if you want to do it. It shouldn't be forced upon you. Maybe if you do it, the insurance say we'll knock a little bit off because you do it. But then you take your bike test, and that's at the end of the day, you take your bike test. You learn how to ride once you pass your test. Because it's not speed that kills people. It's whatever you hit at speed kills you. And you don't even have to be doing speed. to actually see yourself off on a bike, something else can hit you. And you know, that is what is killing the motorcycle industry. That is what is killing people having bikes. Regulation. And the best thing about it is, if they just carried on and they let people just take the test, people would buy bikes. It would help the economy. People would get on bikes, people would ride them. It's a fantastic form of transport. I've just been all the way up into Manchester and back down here. I've paid for petrol, I pay for a bike, I pay for insurance. It's putting into society. Everything that you're doing is putting in. And that's really what's gone wrong with Britain now. We've allowed absolute morons take charge and destroy industry and destroy our freedoms, because that's what it is. It's our freedoms. It's like half of these MPs who don't ride motorbikes, don't like them, they'll do anything to get them off the road. It's like I was looking under the TRF when I bought my Himalayan. The amount of roads that have been closed down, and I get it, some of them have been closed down because of idiots going down the roads, wheeling them down the roads, screaming with loud exhausts, antagonising everything round. You know, instead of using it the way it's meant to be used, a byway, riding on it safely. But there's still places where they've closed down for motorcycles. Anyway, it's a subject. I may do a subject on that one day, go into it deeply and have a good read on it. But I just do think if we could get people in that parliament that reversed all this crap that they've got out there, you'll see more bikes out the road. And it's a thing, I hear so many people go, oh, they're dangerous to this, that and the other. They are. Anything's dangerous. Falling off a pavement is dangerous. It's how you behave on that piece of equipment that you're on. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Another little ride out. And another nice day. Now I am going to next Saturday, so it's out for you all out there. If it's not fair weather, you fair weather riders won't bother. I'm going to go out for a ride again. Now I will start from J&S and I'll be there for 10, leaving around about 10:30. And I think we're going to have a ride into the Peak District and just have a ride around. I'll probably not be going to Matlock Bath, but I'll be going around that way. I'll be going out to try and find some new roads down there, try and find a nice cafe or something that I can have something to eat as a stop off, maybe a couple of stop offs. So what I'll probably do is head like I did on the last one. I'll go from J&S, and if you want to meet me at J&S, then I'll go to Superbike Factory in Macclesfield, and then from Macclesfield, wherever we end up. And like I say, the more snarly lanes I find, the happier we'll be. So it'll just be a case of lost in the peaks. I think that's what we'll call it, lost in the peaks. We'll just go out and enjoy ourselves. And with a bit of luck, it won't be raining, but if it is, well, it is. Right, to everybody, ride safe, be kind to others, and with luck, they'll be kind to you. Have a lovely new year. I hope all goes well for you. I hope 2025 brings a lot of hope and happiness and wealth to you all. whether you watch my channel or whether you don't. You know, let's hope life in the UK improves, it gets better. Let's hope I have a better year with health wise. I certainly don't want the same year, the last 2 years that I've had. So what that, people, we'll see you on the next one. As I say, next Saturday, which is, I don't know what date it is, it's the 27th, is it 4 days left? Is it the 3rd, Saturday the 3rd or the 2nd of January? It'll be Rideout on the Peaks, people, round Derbyshire, and we'll see what we find when we're out there. Any good roads, good calves, and enjoy the day out. See you on the next one. Ta-ra.